Hi Virgo, thank you for joining me and welcome to this reading for your 2018 love reading. So I'm excited to be here for you guys. This is Sun, Moon, Rising Virgo, Mars, Venus Virgo. I did a special on that, so if you look in my specials playlist, then you'll be able to see more information on how to watch for your sign. Okay, so this is the Angle Tarot. It's an out-of-print Higher Arcana deck. It's really beautiful. It's German, so the words don't really matter because I can't pronounce them. But yeah, but I know the cards, and so I'll be able to read for you guys. And if you want, did I mention the 2018 readings? If you guys want to watch a 2018 astrology tarot reading, I have them linked down below. I also did a Vimeo reading using the horoscope spread, so I clarified each area of your house, of your life, with a clear reading and an independent reading, so you guys can rent by one. I think it's like $2 or $1 to rent a video, so you can watch one area of your life, or you can rent all of them at a discount. Okay, you guys, thank you so much for watching. Virgo, let's do this. I'm chattering a little bit because, of course, I am nervous to do this reading. This is the big one, folks. This is the love life. Here we go. And this is for a soulmate, twin flame. I don't mean to tease. This is for soulmate, twin flame, soulmate, twin flame, true love energy. If you are single, this is regarding the next person you're meant to be with, the ideal person, or that person, that one, the other half, Here is your next message. So this is the starting point in January. We have the Tower. This is where we started in 2017. So it's ironic that we start off with the same energy for 2018. So there is this change and transformation that is happening in our lives, and something is being completely swept through, clarified. This is like a deep purge, a deep cleanse. You're able to kind of nullify whatever has happened in the past and move forward with freedom. This is kind of relinquishing things from the past and moving forward towards new opportunities. And so the Tower represents the starting point for you and also your partner. So you're both afflicted or affected by this. This is also a love at first sight, the Tower, because it suddenly changes the environment that you're in. So if you are a single person, this could be right at the beginning of the year, boom, love at first sight, you've got it. But the Tower can also represent like a state of being for a person you haven't met yet. So the way that you interpret the reading, if you have not met your partner yet, is that that person's out there. It's just a matter of finding them, right? So they are going through a similar situation to you, and the theme of which, the archetype, is the Tower. So they're also going through a fundamental purge that's meant to change them, that's meant to transform them, and presumably bring them closer to being with you. The next two cards represent ideals in the relationship. So these are yours, these are your partner's. Your first ideal is the Magician. So the ideals tell us what you want in a relationship, what you're willing to put in. So I think that you're looking for magic. Hey girl, hey. You're looking for magic in terms of your partnership, real activation, really motivated. The next message is the Sun. So your ideals are very high this year. You're looking for perfection, which is very like Virgo, stereotype Virgo-ness, but you're looking for pure happiness. You want every day to be a celebration with that person. You want to be able to create. You don't want to be imposed upon. You want to be free-flowing energy. Here is the next message. This is what your partner essentially wants. This is the Wheel of Fortune, and so your partner wants a change and transformation of fortune. They want freedom. They want to be able to move forward with the things that they want to see come through in their life. They want their life to see some good luck come into their life, to make those transformations. The second thing that your partner really wants is the Empress. So presumably this could be you, or they could be an Empress. They could want to become a mother. or they want to find the mother of their children, or maybe they really want someone who is like their mother. So there's a lot of different, or do things as their mother did, so, or had done. Oh my gosh, my grammar sometimes is so terrible when I do these, especially when I do a lot of them back to back. So they're looking for like a change, an idyllic situation, someone to admire or be admired by, depending on who the Empress is. I feel as though that they want someone who they can somewhat cherish, or somewhat, not just somewhat cherish, but somewhat kind of worship, but not in a creepy way, more like a loving, appreciative way. So I feel like maybe both of your ideals are extremely high for this year, but maybe this is coming on the heels of a grave disappointment in the relationship. If you've never met your partner before, maybe this is a previous relationship or a situation that you were in that just really kind of wiped the slate clean. Here is the next step in the game for you, and this is the next stage for your partner. Your next step is the Hermit. So this is your need to kind of withdraw. This is our card, Virgo. So the need to withdraw and touch base within your knowing or within your learning. Virgos learn by doing. And so the only way that you learn by doing is by spending some time doing things. And oftentimes you can do more things when you're alone than when you're with other people. So this is like the logic of the Hermit I figured out that works for me, and kind of justifying why I would have to be like a bearded old man, because I really don't want a beard. So yeah, so the Hermit is a time this year in which you will need to take a pause away from your daily life. I feel as though the Tower was the first point, and this is the second point in the journey. There's 3 points in this reading that give like timeline trajectories. They're not meant to be like beginning of the year, middle of the year, end of the year, but they do flow in that way. So adjust those dials a little bit depending on how that is happening for you. You'll have like a natural instinct, or you should have a natural instinct or intuition about this. So, but the Hermit represents this need to once again touch base with your ideals, not your ideals, your ideology, and figure out whether that has hands and feet, as we call it. So whether that has like an actual tangible reason for being the way that it is. So you have to assess it. Here is the next message, and this is for your partner. Your partner has the Devil, and so the Devil is representative of having to address certain things. Maybe this worship piece, this this desire to have this external validation, or maybe even like a transcendent experience, is avoidant behavior that they have to address. The Devil represents a time when we want to really address the things that we are stopping from our lives that are good for us, because the Devil rejected God, and God was offering the Devil or Satan a repose so he could actually apologize and be in God's graces again, and he rejected that opportunity. So he essentially, or Satan, the Devil, essentially kind of nullified or refused the grace of God. And so he said, I'll just go my own way and do it my own way, which is really, he's savage. He's like the ultimate savage, but the Devil is in a certain way representative of a time in your partner's life when they need to look at how they're creating toxicity in their life, how they're stopping themselves from elevating. Here is the next message. We see the Lovers. I didn't clarify what these represent. These 2 cards represent the advice, the spiritual advice on how to progress from these states, okay? So this is advice for you. You have the Lovers. So you need to reconnect with family, reconnect with the ideal of being in love. If you're in the relationship, open up to your partner and really rebuild that bond and that trust. If you don't have a partner, then reach out to whoever is important to you in that kind of family way. If there's no one who's important to you, just reprioritize love in your life. Here is the second piece of advice for Virgo. You have the moon. Okay, so I think that you need to work through certain shadows. Maybe there's some residual from that tower, like residual, why did it happen? How did it happen? How did it get to that thing? And having some understanding for that level of clarity. Remember, your goals and your ideals are magician for yourself or your partner, and the sun. So you want this transcendent experience. You want the seal of approval, right? And so you need to earn it. You need to look at your shadows so that the sun can come in and clarify. So you need to do the hard work. Look at the things that are scary within yourself as well as outside of yourself and move forward from that. So you're going through some kind of spirit quest or a personal journey this year to kind of flush out anything that's residual that caused that may have in a part caused that tower to crash. This could have been love at first sight, or may have been love at first sight, and so at which case your partner would be feeling extremely passionate towards you. You need to watch this passion. The devil is like raw sexuality, so you just want to make sure that you are temperate with it. I don't think you're quite as explicit about your feelings as your partner is. I think that you're looking for a more cerebral answer, but this is spiritual. The sun is so positive. It's like you're gonna have a smile on your face all year. I feel not so much because of it's inside out. It's not so much external experiences. Not that this is saying that something terrible will happen to you, but I feel from inside out, your sun is shining, right? And from outside in, you're being blessed. Don't worry. Here is the next message. This is advice for your partner, so tell them that. If you don't know your partner, this is giving you an idea of what's up with them. So we have the Last Judgment card. So this is balance and order. This is the card of Libra. The advice is that they need to get a handle on their devil. They need to get a handle on, kind of limiting factors in their life and move on and clarify. Here is the next card for your partner. They need to put priorities in order. And I think that maybe this is what the devil represented, was like a lack of organization in their priorities. And so once they get things in order, once they figure out what's most important, then they can give more attention to finding these iconographic or idealistic images or archetypes. The outcome for the year, are you guys ready? I'm so nervous. This is the card that I'm nervous for. The outcome for the year is the Chariot, yay. So this is the card of Cancer. Hey girl, hey. No more air signs, no. But if I heard a few people like some air signs. If you're a Virgo and you like air signs, go for it. That's cool. For me, it's all about the water signs, so I'm happy about this. The Chariot is ruled by the sign of Cancer, which is a water sign. But yeah, this is overcoming in love. Whatever hang-ups you or your partner had gone through, there's going to be a reconciliation. Furthermore, whatever has really crashed in your life with the tower, there's going to be like an overcoming of that energy as well. So you should be extremely excited. You're transcendent. You've looked at your shadow. You've identified love in your life. You're strong as nails because you've faced it all. You were a little savage too, Virgo. Little Virgo savages. Very cute. And then your partner is getting their act together, and you're giving them room to do that. So you go be fabulous in 2018, and I will talk with you soon. Check out the playlist with all the 2018 readings. I did a lot, so there's lots of stuff to think about. Thank you guys so much for watching, and check out my VIMEO readings. Thank you for supporting my channel. Happy New Year, you guys. I'll talk to you soon. Take care. Bye.